Hey, Pradyut.
Hello.
Hi, Soma. Good morning.
Hey, Srini. Can you hear me?
Hey, Suma. Yeah.
1 second. I think I have. Pradyut, is that the right pronunciation of your name? Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So, how are you?
Yeah, fine.
Do you mind turning on the camera if you don't mind, please?
Yes, sure.
How are you?
Yeah, I am fine. What about you?
Good, good, good. Thanks. Okay. I know Srini, myself, we both are colleagues and work together in Gas South. So would you mind introducing yourself and what your current roles and responsibilities are?
Yeah, as you know, myself Pradyut Mahana, and I do have around 10 plus years of experience in different technologies. Major into SQL Server, SSIS, but apart from those, I worked in SSIS as well and some C# coding and C# coding as well as currently I'm working in Azure data warehouse kind of technology. It's Azure data factory as well. But more of confidence in SQL Server. My positiveness is any technology I have been assigned work I can do, and weakness is not interview ready for any other
Okay.
technology apart from SQL Server. I mean, thanks to Google, I can work in any of the technologies.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So are you like a senior developer or a developer or a team lead? Like what is your role, current role?
Currently, I am a senior developer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So currently you're working.
Yes, I'm.
Okay.
Are you going to move out of that current project, or how you are going to manage?
Not going to actually. I discussed with. I'm just forgetting the name. I discussed that I will not be moving out. But as I can work independently, so I can attend the Scrum calls and the work assigned to me, I can manage and deliver with due time.
Okay, how many hours are you available daily?
See, during IST time, 9 to 7, I mean, cannot be available. Only for the Scrum, I can be available. And during night time, per day, I can work for 4 to 5 hours. Also, if required, I can work on weekends if work is there, and I can deliver in due time.
But how are you going to manage if you have any questions?
Questions I can mail, and if required, I mean, sometimes if required to connect to anybody, let's say half an hour it's required to connect to anybody, then I can manage during IST times as well, if any doubts and
So you're not available from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
not
IST.
yeah, not completely possible.
Okay. So like, okay. So right now, currently you're working completely in Azure.
Azure, yeah, Azure data warehouse and scope script.
Okay.
I mean, project is like that. We are getting some feed data. I mean, in tab format, so which is in Azure data lake. So we are reading those data using Cosmos script because there are huge amount of data. So we are using Cosmos script or Scope script to reading those data and taking to our data warehouse using external tables. As you know, it is very, I mean, using external tables can be easily connected to the Azure data lake. And from there, we are creating our writing logic again and creating our Azure data warehouse. So dimension and facts is required and putting those to our SSS queue, multidimensional queue.
Which is in Azure
Uh, Not on Azure, it is on premise.
on-prem. Okay. Okay. Um, how do you guys consume your source data? Like what is your source system? Is it like Oracle, SQL, or file systems,
No,
or
in this current project, the source is, as I said, this is Azure Data Lake feed.
yeah, but from where it comes from? I know you the Azure data lake feed. How does it
Yeah,
get
so
feeded there?
there is a source team. They are providing us those feeds, and we are
They
consuming
push
from
the
there
data
on.
there, so you guys just consume the data as is from
Correct.
that. Okay.
Not as is, we are writing our logic as per our requirement.
Yeah, like of course dimensions
Yeah.
and facts, right? So, but
Yeah.
you don't deal anything with the source data. You just
Uh,
you ensure to load the data in the destination.
yeah.
Okay.
Once, yeah, we should have data in our feed, should be available there.
So you guys use stored procedures?
Yeah, of course, SQL store procedure is the main part in the data warehouse. So procedures we used to write to implement it any logic.
Okay. How do you do like, like a performance is it like Azure SQL, or is it like a IaaS, like
In the
our
current,
infrastructure as a service?
no,
What type of service you guys are using?
current project is Azure SQL. A data warehouse is in
PaaS.
Azure SQL. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
PaaS instance. Okay.
But before that, I used to work in the on-premise SQL Server database.
Okay.
Yep. So there we used to do end-to-end maintenance of the. I mean, we are collecting data from the MDM source. So the source was SQL Server and also Oracle data.
Okay.
We are used to consume them and load into our some staging kind of tables, and there we are manipulating the data. And from after manipulation, we used to create some files. There are depending on the there are into the text file, and we put by using SSIS, we are again putting those text files into some locations. From there, some other system used to take those data and process in their system.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 So you're familiar with
Yeah,
the
SQL Server and
technologies.
SSIS. Yeah, SSIS is the major technology. I mean, if I would say in my 10 plus of years, major technology. I mean, everywhere SQL Server was there.
Okay.
Apart from, and sometimes it came now in the current project, it came Soft Scripts. Sometimes it came Oracle as a data source, and sometimes it needed writing some codes in the Oracle source as well. Because I in 10 plus years experience, so I went through different projects. So there are around 5 to 6 projects.
Yeah.
So different
Mhm.
technologies were there, and yeah, used to work on those.
Okay. Yeah, for
If
us,
there
like
is
me.
any,
Go,
one second.
go ahead,
If there
Srini.
is any performance issue in any of the stored procedure, and what kind of,
Uh,
steps do you take?
yeah. Okay. So as we know, this is giving solution to the performance optimization. It's not a direct kind of solution, but what measures we used to do is we have execution plans. So in the execution plan, you used to check if what kind of what part of the query is costing, major part is costing us, or what kind of scan it is getting, table scan or index scan. So depending on that, also use static sorry statistic IO one. I used to check the logical read and the hints they are providing us. And the profiler is used sometimes to check which part of the query from the structure can be, or any script can be the 1000 or more lines of codes, right? So to check which part of the code is taking more time, these profilers are used sometimes. And by looking at this, what if index scan is, or sorry, table scan is doing, then if any index we can create, Depending on that, we have taken the action. Sometimes manual debugging as well, line by line. I mean, any part of code and returning list. Sorry, other part by commenting or returning from the some part of the code. Sometimes manual debugging also has been done. So major tools to check for the performance effect is execution plan, and yeah, this manual debugging, and the solution is if this scan problem or if there is a particular table which is being used, but we need only some portion of the data. I mean, all the data is not required. So in that case, sometimes we have created 10 table and taken the filtered data and used them table in the join to overcome all these performance issues.
Do you have any questions
Well,
for us, Pradyut?
So what kind of a project is this? I mean, what are the technology we are using here? I mean, what is expected here?
Expected to work 40 hours for sure, and being available during the offshore team time, because we do have an offshore resource that she works, from 10:30 a.m. till depends, and we use heavy SQL Server store procedures and SSIS and SSRS and Power BI, and we are in Azure as well.
Okay.
So it's like a completely, we are moving from on-prem to cloud. The actual application, our application system, our data warehouse is in Azure, but we are not using a PaaS instance. We are using infrastructure as a service. So we manage the SQL Server things on our end, like DBS manages it for us, for our data warehouse team. And yeah, we have to rewrite, kind of completely rewrite the data warehouse, where we use extensive, heavily stored procedures, to load the data from source to destinations and reporting tables and dimensions and facts for all the analytics and reporting.
Okay, fine. Then I think the timing is going against me.
Yep.
What I
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see.
okay.
Thank you for
Let
your
me,
time, though.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good day.
thank
Bye.
you, Pradeep.